Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, Paul, my nephew, you might have seen him on our cruises, came up with an idea, says, let's do some questions all about Don and his experiences with cruising and some of the things I've done over the history of my cruising. Plus he has 10 questions and you have 10 rapid fire questions, right? And he came up with this. I have no idea what they are yet, but hey, let's see what kind of questions he asks.
All right, Don. These questions may enrage you and they may make you cry, but the people demand answers.
Okay, I'm ready for it.
Question number 1. You've been cruising most of your life, but have only been posting videos to YouTube the past several years. What inspired you to start?
I was trying to find people who wanted to book cruises with me as a travel agent. To be all honest, that's what I started. I was trying to bring business to my new job, and I had no idea how to get my services out there, and I thought, hey, I know cruising. Why don't I do some videos on YouTube and see if anyone's interested?
Did you have any YouTubers that inspired you?
I had a few. Most of them were actually Disney YouTubers that I watched, the Diz Unplugged, and a few others. But I also watched Cruise Tips TV, Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides, Gary Beveridge from Tips for Travelers. So there were some guys out there in the cruising industry who definitely inspired me.
You've been on so many ships on different cruise lines, each one with their own dining experiences. Main dining, buffets, specialty restaurants, or chef's table. What experience was a memory you will never forget?
That's a hard one. I think I'll have to go with one of my very first chef's table with Princess. Because it was the first one I did where they brought us down into the galley in the middle of service, and we got to see all of the service being done and how those waiters are walking around with like 20 things on their tray to head out to serve people. It's like an assembly line, but it's so cool to watch. And then we got to see the chefs make some, what they call amuse bouche in front of us. And then the experience in the dining room was just phenomenal because the chef explained every meal. We had the sommelier introducing the wines, and I'm not a big wine drinker, but I appreciated it was so cool the first time I did it. And I still say to this day, Princess has one of my favorite chef's tables.
Question 4. Shore excursions are a big draw for cruisers.
Yep.
What single activity was the most fun you've ever had?
I do so many though. I love scuba diving, I love snorkeling, things like that. Anything with adrenaline also gets me going. We just went jet skiing, had a ton of fun doing it. I'm gonna say one of my zip lines where it was from the top of a mountain down and we hit 70 miles an hour on the way down. In case you don't know, I'm terrified of heights. So for me to conquer my fear and do that, not just once, but go back up and do it again a second time, that was pretty exciting for me.
You are friends with other notable cruising YouTubers, a couple being Tony and Emma.
Mm-hmm.
But every relationship has at least a little unspoken jealousy. Come clean. What is the one thing that makes you envious of your friends?
Well, let's go with my buddy Tony. Tony just passed 200,000 subscribers. I'll admit it, I'm a little jealous because I was ahead of him and now he's gone ahead of me and I'm a little jealous and I'm totally excited for him and thrilled that he's doing it. So there's jealousy, but there's no animosity. We're going cruising. In fact, I think we're on like 5 cruises in a row together. That's how much good friends we are. We talk all the time. So don't think there's animosity. It's professional jealousy that he has that many subscribers, but good for Tony.
Going on so many cruises can be fun, but after a while, do they become less special? How do you keep them fresh?
I enjoy being on a ship so much, I could literally stay in my room for the entire cruise and still have a good time. Because think about it, if you sit in your house, you have TV, and you're just sitting in your house, nothing's going on. I live by myself, right? So completely different story. I can step out on my balcony and see the ocean every day, or watch what's happening in cruise ports when I'm there. I can watch the TV, watch a movie if I want to, surf the web, or I could go to a Broadway show, or I could head up on the deck and there's a pool there. There's so many things to keep you occupied. And because I travel on not just one cruise line, but a bunch of them, the entertainment is always different. And so I'm seeing something new all the time.
The large cruise ships obviously attract cruisers just for the sheer number of attractions they could fit on their ships. Why would anyone care to book a vacation on one of the smaller ships?
A lot personal service, a lot less crowded, and you can get on a smaller ship, you can go to ports that the big ships can't get into. They're just too large. So you can visit some seldom seen cruise ports and destinations. For instance, in Norway, or even Sydney, Australia. Sydney, Australia cannot bring in the large cruise ships because they can't get under the bridge. Same with Vancouver, Alaska. So there's some places you just can't go on the big ships.
There are some lesser known cruise lines that you have yet to book on. Do you see yourself trying them out?
Absolutely. It's just a matter of time before I can get onto them. But Oceania, Pondon, Silver Seas. I also want to do a couple expedition cruises. Try TUI out. Yep, there's so many I want to get onto. There's so many out there to do. But the big cruise lines keep bringing out new ships as well. I got to fit them all in.
Emma has seen some big interest in some of her river cruise videos. Does river cruising appeal to you at all?
It does. It worries, like I've done a couple, but it worries me that, I get bored if I don't have the big entertainment shows. I'm a big Broadway show guy, and the entertainment on the ship, the game shows, they don't have that on river cruises. But the scenery on river cruises with the castles along the Danube and places like that, phenomenal. So yeah, river cruising interests me. I just got to find time to do it all.
Out of all the cruises you've done, when you put the ship, the entertainment, the food, the excursions under the microscope, which was so fun that you wish you could travel back in time to relive the experience?
I'm going to say my transatlantic from Vancouver to Japan. 15 days. We started into Alaska and then we headed across the Bering Sea and out to Alaska. From Alaska to Japan. The stops in Japan were phenomenal. The ship was great. I met some amazing people on board. They invited me up to their suite to have dinner one night, and the entertainment was a lot of fun. It was one of the first times I had been back on a celebrity cruise ship, and so I just had a lot of fun on that cruise, and the stops in Japan were amazing. I would do it again like this.
We're going to end with some rapid fire questions. So no pondering, just let your heart answer for you.
I can get in trouble for some of these.
Favorite country you visited?
Japan.
Favorite restaurant for specialty dining?
There's too many. I'm going to say we just did it. Tapanaki Grill. Izumi's.
Favorite performance you've seen?
I like all the Broadway shows. Royal Caribbean, you can't narrow it down because Grease is really good, Mamma Mia is really good, some princess shows are really... It's too many.
Favorite nephew?
Mark.
Wrong answer. Favorite excursion activity?
Snorkeling.
Worst travel hiccup you've experienced?
Late flights.
Good tip for new cruisers?
Get there early. All the time. Arrive a day early. If you don't, you're asking for trouble.
Is traveling solo worth it?
Absolutely. You can do what you want when you want. You can just go for a nap if you feel like going for a nap. You don't have to answer or curtail your entertainment and dining to somebody else.
Have you met any non-cruise related celebrities?
In my life, I've met Shania Twain.
On what ship did you stay in a very extravagant room?
I've stayed in a couple, but my biggest one was on the Celebrity Millennium, I believe. No, the Edge. I'd say the Edge. I was in a royal suite on the Celebrity Edge. I've been upgraded because I had a cabin flood, and they put me in a really nice suite on Royal Caribbean, but the one I actually paid for was the royal suite on Celebrity.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to our interview with Don today. Why don't you send us off with your trademark send-off?
Hey, no, that's somebody else's, that I'm jealous of. Okay, before I go there, thanks, Paul, for those questions. I wonder how many people actually knew most of those answers, because I'm pretty open on my vlogs about where I like to go in my ships and stuff like that. But until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.